keep me more alert.
You just
all right, we're live. Yeah.
Should try just sitting on a D4. That'll keep you up.
Oh man.
Build a pyramid of them. I think they did that in the Middle Ages or something. It seemed to work.
Yeah, I'm stepping on one of these is definitely worse than stepping on a Lego. People don't know what they're talking about. All right, who would like to recap last session?
I don't remember a whole lot other than we decided to leave the Handsome Mansion. And
we did do that.
We left the Handsome Mansion and we zipped back to Elmoran's illustrious home, or his hovel that he put up. And we started walking towards the Eldine Reaches through a desert. And we had no water or food or anything. We did a serious amount of preparation prior.
I was packed to the gills with food and water, so
nobody else was.
I had a lot.
We were super prepared. Otherwise, with mountain climbing gear and tents and anything that you could think of that you might need to trek. And then I left off. So I think you guys can fill it in because I don't have all the details.
Well, Ivar kept seeing some creature way off in the distance, but every time he really looked to focus on it, it would vanish, which made him a little concerned that he was going crazy, which he reported to his superiors through his magic rock. Then we, at one point, were attacked by a sandworm, a purple worm type thing that popped up and nearly ate Tacitus. But Tacitus was able to get away.
Very loudly.
Right. The purple worm was burrowing down and running away. So it's still out there nursing a grudge. At some point, we decided we were going to camp, and it turned out the nights are just as cold as the days are hot. So we hunkered down in our tents for a while, freezing. Eventually, there was a sandstorm coming, and we realized that we were all going to die, but we can go back to the Handsome Mansion basically whenever we want. So we did that. We went back to the Handsome Mansion and just decided, let's just take 2 days, and we'll leave tomorrow night to go back there so we can travel through the cold night rather than through the hot day.
Yeah.
And that's where I forget what happened then. I remember the visions of the creatures I was having started to seem like there were more of them and getting closer.
Petrie was seeing invisible lichens or something.
Right. Petrie was running around like a nut.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Because he could hear the sounds of them, and he was charging towards the sounds, but the sounds kept moving. Petrie had a magic sword that glowed unreasonably bright.
It nearly led to Ivar's downfall, literally.
Yes. Ivar, for the first time, used his Cloak of the Bat to fly around, and Petrie immediately lit the unreasonably bright sword of fire, which caused the cloak to shut off, which caused me to slam face first into the ground.
Ah, yes.
Luckily, it was sand.
Yes, that made it much better that it was sand.
Take flight.
Yeah, his sword that emits 40-foot radius of bright light and then 40-foot radius of dim light beyond that.
So it's basically a bonfire on a stick.
Yeah. So the only other point that was left out is that when you guys returned to the camp, the sandstorm had passed. The tents and everything that you had set up had been mostly buried in sand or ripped away by the winds. But you did notice that there were strange dried entrails covering some of the belongings that you left behind in your hurry to get away from the sandstorm.
So from there, I think we were just going to move forward.
Yeah. And I believe that you guys chose to come back at night. So
Yes.
it is clear night. A couple of the moons are visible in various periods of waxing and waning. And it's very chill to the point where you breathe in, and if you breathe in too deeply, it's like that sharp, cold pain and the freezing of the mucus in your nose. Even as for those of you with bearded characters, a bit of frost forming around the edges where you breathe out. Though Kalmar no longer needs to worry about that. So it's pretty much all frost there.
Yeah, but say that's pretty good.
Good thing is now we don't have Petrie, so we don't have. You could fly all you want, man.
Right. I just had to fly higher than his sword could cast bright light.
Yeah.
We confirm if I want to change any of my spells before we head back. Well, this should maybe do. We'll see. We'll know quickly. We'll know quickly. I'm sure if I should have prepared something else. So.
Okay. So you guys have just returned. You hopped back to the camp where you last left. The sands have clearly shifted. You are in the presence of your camp. Much of the stuff that you were forced to leave behind has been torn away by the winds or buried in the sand, but there's clearly some... You don't see any real footsteps that are identifiable, although it appears like there may have been some tracks left behind fairly recently, although because of the sand and the winds, it's unclear exactly what kind of tracks they are, and the clear leaving of these dry entrails and that are kind of coated in sand.
Do they appear to be humanoid or animal? Can we tell?
You can certainly make a medicine check if you like. I would say that you would need to be proficient in it in order to make the attempt.
Yeah, I'm not.
I am. I'll take a look. 14.
You can't tell necessarily if they belong to a humanoid specifically, but they definitely belong. The organs that you can identify are much larger than you would expect for somebody of your size. So whatever creature that they had come from is probably much larger than you. You'd say probably reasonably around the size of a horse, or maybe a little bit larger than that.
Sure.
Oh my God, did we leave Elmore's horse here when we went back?
Not Blaze.
How much entrails are there? I mean, is there a lot?
Trying to collect.
Probably about 30 to 40 pounds of entrails.
Could they be animated into some horror?
Only Mike would know.
I mean, what are you thinking, Colmar? I mean, if you're gonna do it, now's the time. Me being all tired and sleep deprived and shit.
I mean, what's there?
Lots of guts. Looks to be a large stomach. Maybe half a pancreas. There, you do. Give me if you want, give me an investigation check.
While he does that, I'd be. Is it only at our camp, or is it like all over the place?
No. Specifically at your camp.
The fuck kind of sick bastard. Shit's all over our camp.
18 total.
Okay, so you definitely find like a fist-sized eyeball, and a bit of the optic nerve, and then probably a lung, but it looks like a bite has been taken out of it.
Okay.
What does the bite look like? Is it like a chart? Does it look like it's like ripped? Is it kind of like a clean bite?
It's not a clean bite, no. But if you want to know more, you would need to do either medicine or nature. I could also be persuaded for survival.
Well, I can do those. Let's do medicine. That's a 9.
You're pretty sure it's a hedgehog bite.
I think this is a hedgehog bite. I hear they're
Bloodthirsty.
yes. We may have to keep a lookout.
A hedgehog. So I'll discuss this when I'm done casting. Just wait.
I'm certain. I mean,
We'll roll a concentration check. Hold on. It's over 10. We're good.
All right.
So how big? So how big will the stomach expand to?
Ooh.
And is there anything in it?
Okay, so that's 2 different questions. If you want to know how big it'll expand to, you would need to
Climb up inside that bitch.
Handle it carefully enough to not rupture it in order to see what's inside.
Right.
So, what is your primary wish to know?
I would like, first of all, I'm going to examine the stomach just from the outside to see if I can tell by handling it if there is anything in it.
Okay. Yeah. There's some stuff in it.
So there's bonus stuff we have. Okay. So carefully go into the stomach and see what I can find. This is like grab bag when I was a kid, so it's very exciting.
It's like the traveler's bag. You never know what you're going to get.
Yep, that's right.
It'll probably be that unmatched elf shoe again.
All right. Where is it?
Where's that?
No exact.
Where's that random stomach inner chart?
It's around here somewhere.
I know it's in it. I just want to get the right image.
You got a picture of it?
Oh, I'm sure he does. It's my screensaver.
I mean, yeah. This one. Oh, that's not. Okay, so basically, you find what appears to be a chewed up, but mostly swallowed whole head that is connected to like these spider legs. Think John Carpenter's The Thing, something like that.
Yeah, I don't. So here's my thought. If there's any way, I don't even think I have. I may not have the time. I may have to burn all my action points if I was even going to try it. To take out this head with the spider legs, affix an extra eye to it, probably in the back so it can see out the back, and then attach the stomach to it in a way that it would open and I could store the rest of the stuff in there. So it'd be like a traveling haversack, you know.
But it would be like dragging the stomach behind it.
It's like a bloated spider thing.
Across the sand.
Well, I mean, we could put some wheels on it or something.
So you basically want to create a body horror donkey.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I like the word horror because that's just not.
You know what? If you put together, you know, you'll need to take over the course of a long rest. You could put all those body parts together surgically. And then if you use your ability to summon a minion, you know, because how you have that create undead minion ability.
Yep.
If you use it for that, then yeah.
Okay, good. I'm tired. We should take a long rest.
We just got here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we need to cover a little bit of ground at least. We need to make our way through this desert before it gets it gets light up.
Peter, does Colmar have gentle repose?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Well, you do now. Every necromancer needs that spell. So I'm gonna allow you to cast that ritually, so that the body parts stay fresh.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, cast it again in 10 days.
Okay. Cool.
So describe to us what it looks like when you ritually cast Gentle Repose.
So I have to set all the pieces in a specific order in front of me, and I say a few words and I blow them each a kiss, and that's preserves.
And do any of the body parts have any kind of reaction to being hit with this blown kiss, or does it have any kind of visual?
They undulate.
Martha is confused and warmed at the thought of the side of this.
Some quivering body parts.
Yeah, he more so just Komar blowing a kiss. But, but I guess the undulating body parts stir others' strange feelings.
This reminds me of something.
And then Tacitus, remind me, what does your phantom steed appear like?
I picture it sort of like a horse version of the ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
So it's like it's almost like a veil over a horse, and you don't actually see the horse part of it, sort of thing.
Okay. All right. So you complete the casting of that. Kolmar completes the casting of his Gentle Repose, and then what do you guys do from here?
There's not a worm. Okay, cool. Let's get going.
Yeah, Martha, he just wants to kind of book it, so he's like, "Are you guys ready?" That thing is it able to walk?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about Kolmar's new little pet?
Yeah.
It's not a pet yet.
Yeah, it's parts in a bag. I gotta carry.
Oh, they're just undulating in the bag.
Yeah, they're undulating in the bag.
Okay. I didn't know if they were like forming into the creature,
No.
or like you were working on it. Okay, but they will be. Yes, let's try to get through as much of the night as we can. Hopefully, we can at least find some sort of shelter before it becomes day.
Well, when the light of dawn touches your whatever again, we can go back to that handsome mansion.
That is true.
Let's not forget that next time.
Yeah. So since my phantom steed can move so quickly, I'll basically just, and everybody else, most everybody else is on foot. Let's kind of like circle it around everybody. I've used dark vision so I can see roughly in the night at least. So
Is that a ritual one, or is that one that you had to cast?
dark vision.
Yeah.
I had to cast it.
Okay. So Tacitus, in one of these treks where you move out in front of the group, and then double back, you see this scent.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and Ivar grips the corners of his cape and is flying like a nice 20 feet above the group, unless the group has bright lights shining out, in which case I will fly.
You know Petrie's going to have that thing out. I'm not even going to pretend like he's not. Even though he's not here, you know he's doing that.
I assumed he was in mallet space, or we left him behind at the handsome mansion.
I'm gonna.
That's the interesting part. He is left behind, but yet the brightness is there. The beacon of his sword shines through the mallet space.
I'm gonna assume you meant to attach something to that email.
No, I actually, your imagination is far better, I imagine. Wait, did you not get any text in there?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I just thought there would be
Just
an image accompanying it.
There's a
Okay.
lot of
You just keep sending me blank emails. I don't know. Said something about storytelling and.
So I assume it's a moonless night again.
There is some moon. It's not full moon, but there is a bit of moonlight.
Do we have light?
You guys have light outside of Petrie's.
I would be using my dark vision and flying 45 feet up to avoid Petrie.
Just Petrie's beacon through the mallet space is what Martha would be using.
I would probably be lingering right between the bright light and the dim light as well, with my circling. And is this out front or
Yeah.
only out front?
That's where you notice it the most.
Okay. I'll tell everybody. Wait a minute. Wait a moment. I'll just kind of like circle around the whole group and see. Is it only in the front?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You do a double check, and it's in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to change slightly every time, but same general direction.
Okay.
Because it is kind of dynamic, and it's shifting. In the motion.
Let's see. Take my quarterstaff and kind of like jab it real quick.
I'm gonna email you.
Okay. You guys probably see me like take out my quarterstaff, like looking down at something at the ground.
Petrie were here, he could Leroy Jenkins this.
All right. Done.
Okay. I'll retract my quarterstaff and just tell people to move up 5 feet.
Like everybody to move up 5 feet.
Yeah. Let's see. You know what? Here, I got something here. I forgot I had this.
Everyone, stop. Now come back 5 feet.
Move up. But I'm gonna.
Red light, green light.
I'll cast light on my quarterstaff. Does what I see recoil from the light?
Nope.
Is it in a patch? How big is it?
Yeah, it's in a kind of a very large patch, going quite up some ways, as far as you can see.
So from 45 feet up with him having light on his staff now, can I see whatever it is he's poking at?
Is it just on the ground? Isn't
Yeah,
it, like shifted up
and
out of the sand or anything?
Kurt, I sent you what you see.
Hmm. That's what Ivar says. But 45 feet up, so nobody can hear it.
Yeah, I'll just kind of call back saying, does it seem to be impeding our path? Could I maybe direct everybody around it, whatever the fuck it is?
I mean, it doesn't seem to be impeded by you. I mean, you can see it kind of around your steed.
Mm-hmm.
All of this happening.
I'll move back towards the group. Does it follow me?
No.
All right, I'll just I'll return to the group and or report what I see here. Then it seems the sand is a bit odd in these parts. Seems
Speak
to.
up!
I'll snuff out the light on my quarterstaff. Petrie, put that shit out.
What's
okay?
What's weird? What's weird about this sand?
Kind of looks like arms and faces contorted in the sand, reaching upwards.
Okay.
Do they look in pain?
Yes.
Is this desert cursed?
Monsters fucking live here, so yeah. How much more cursed can you be besides the fucking Mournlands?
Does Martha know anything like about the history of like this desert in particular that we're in?
Not much is known about Drome, because so few have really adventured into this country and come back. Especially as deep as you guys are. But if you wanted to make a history check, you could.
Sure.
Are you trained in history?
No, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 7, so.
You're pretty sure you've heard rumors of some killer hedgehog that has power over the sands.
I communicate that. I think that we have a hedgehog on our hands here.
Have you seen a hedgehog?
Well, I did have a pet hamster once. I imagine they're very much the same.
And let me guess, did Charles lose this hamster?
How did you know? You seem to have an uncanny knack for these things. Have you also lost a hamster?
No, I can't say that I have.
I don't have the patience at the moment to unpack that. So let's move forward. I'm almost positive it's not a hedgehog.
Well, if you say so.
Can I look down and see the faces and what he's talking about in the sand?
No, you don't see anything.
That's very disappointing.
I mean, you might have to come over here.
But yeah, he came back to the group. It's a bit farther out.
Okay, well, I'll just walk wherever he went.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
come with him.
I don't have it detect magic or anything, so I can't tell. Can't tell anything about this to see if there's anything magical in nature or.
I can do it.
Peter, I
Rather
sent you
ritually.
what you see.
I'd rather ritually do it at the moment. Spend the spell slots.
Just give me 10 minutes alone with these faces.
Guys, it'll be fine.
Oh.
These look very strange. But I can't tell anything from them. Can we move around them?
We might.
Perhaps that's for the best. We can leave this cursed land behind us. The longer we're out of this, the sooner we're out of this desert, the better.
You know what? I'm just gonna cast it. I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. You do see in that area a faint aura of magic. Although it's not you can't tell, the aura does not seem to be associated with any particular school of magic. But it is there.
Perhaps
And you
attached
can-
to
you
some
can
magical
see it.
being.
Yeah.
Then
I'm sorry?
perhaps attached to some magical being instead.
Possibility.
How? I mean, it's got like a 30-foot range on the detect, so.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I mean, it kind of fills your vision in terms of the ground. It's all along the ground.
even where there's not any of these faces?
No.
Just where that is at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to use that to try and move around, I guess, as best as possible. I should hopefully be able to roughly tell the edge of whatever the fuck it is and attempt to go around.
So, from what you can see, I mean, there is no real edge. It's just forward. All that you can see from a certain area.
And this is heading northward, yeah, the direction we're trying to go.
And it seems to strengthen as you go that way.
We might have to cross this shit.
You could try riding across it on your phantom horse and seeing how big it is, because if you can get across it safely, then presumably Marthal can cast like a twinned fly on him and Colmar, and I can fly across it. Maybe it's only like, half a mile or something.
Maybe. Difficult to say. I jabbed it with my quarterstaff and I didn't really seem to react too much. So, I mean, I'd say if we're going to do that, let's just do it.
Let's do it.
I mean, if it were me, I don't know if I would want to land like in the middle of it. So
Recast. Be ready.
Because he's gonna have to twin this spell.
Sorry, you guys froze for a minute. What'd you say, Kurt?
That Marthal could cast like twinned fly on himself and Kolmar. And if there's an end to this field, then they won't have to land in the middle of it. And Tacitus added that even if there's not, you just cast fly again before you fall and land in it.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way around it, so we're going to have to cross over it anyways.
So Marthal he like closes his eyes. He's like, all right, let's fly. And he like raises his hands. And then
is there a chorus coming down from the heavens?
Yeah.
That's a weird chorus.
You see that and nothing happens. And then he brings down his hands and touches himself and Kolmar. And
pulls a Michael Jackson.
They start floating, yeah.
Dude, I think your lady's cold. She's got her fucking hood up.
Yes, she is. We had ice cream for dessert, so. And it's also cold up here.
Yeah, well, it's cold down here as well. I'm familiar.
I know this chill you speak of.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, so we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes of fly time. 60 feet per 6 seconds.
I'm still faster than you guys on my horse.
Well, wait a minute. So 60 feet and 60 feet is 120. So then that is 120 times 10 times 10. So then times 100. So 120 times 100. So that's 12,000 feet in that time.
Yes.
So roughly about 2.5 miles you can cover in that span.
Yes. Now, as we're flying over this field of contorted bodies in the sand, right?
So only Tacitus has seen this.
Okay. So Tacitus is like, when we're flying over, is he like going? Are you going like back and forth, like weaving around these things?
I mean, it seems to be the whole ground, yeah.
So, are you like trying to move and juke out the way, and like are you like picking a path through it?
I mean, if there's, I don't think it's worth trying to pick a path. I'm probably just going straight across.
Okay. Kolmar, I don't see any bodies. Do you?
I don't see anything.
It's not bodies; it's faces in the sand.
I didn't see anything.
Marthal, as you are flying through this area, something is too distracting for you not to notice.
Ivar's humming a different song now, or
Nope. I just pluralized it to Batman.
uh-oh.
Ivar and the baddies.
Okay. Sent.
Oh, Komar, do you see that? Yeah, he kind of like swerves to the side. Watch out!
No, I don't see anything.
Fire. Geysers of fire. Or geysers.
Geezers of fire.
Yep.
Hurry, pull up a bit. You're gonna get singed.
Fly higher.
Definitely geezers. Definitely.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I figured we lost Mike because he froze a while back.
Uh-oh. The geezers of fire got him.
It happens. It happens if you're not careful.
Martha
That
is
was
avoiding
strange.
the geezers of fire.
Don't you see it?
No.
I mean, I see like a little shimmering heat on the surface of the sand. So I assume you just didn't like when I burned your feet.
And then, Colmar, you see something as well.
Ooh.
So I would suggest you fly higher above the sand.
Fly high.
I thought I was going to do that. He's gonna pull the yoke and just like and start flying up a little bit. It'll be a solid like 100 feet off the ground. Hopefully the geezers don't get you there.
Damn it! What the? I'm hardwired into my shit. Why is it still doing all this?
We can hear you.
Yep.
You didn't sacrifice any goats this morning is your problem.
Yeah. All right. Colmar, this is what you experience. And then Kurt.
Is Colmar carrying the stomach and the fucking
Of
stuff?
course. Oh boy.
All right.
That's not good.
Monsters! There are monsters coming for us.
Where are they?
Point to where the monsters appear to be coming straight for us.
Do I see any monsters? Or monstars? If it's a desert jam.
You're too worried about the geysers. They're like happening every 5 seconds.
Now I hear monsters and I hear faces in the sand, but I don't see faces in the sand.
Or monsters.
Or see any monsters. Does
Yeah.
Can I make like a my things like chopped in half. Or can I insight check to see like if I can pierce through whatever's going on here, because there's clearly things aren't adding up.
Right, but describe how Martha would go about discovering if there's anything going on.
So
You ever play with optical illusions?
Colmar's lack of concern of the geysers shooting right towards our face would strike Martha as odd. Because although Colmar is calm and collected, he's also smart enough to know when hot lava is shooting in your face. So that strikes him as odd. Also, it doesn't quite add up that he heard Tacitus saying that there were faces in the sand, but he doesn't see any faces. He just sees geysers. So he's starting to get like an inkling that something isn't right. Because nobody believes him.
And so what is Martha going to do to prove himself right?
You gotta go through that lava, dude.
He is going to stare hard at the fire. And this,
Tacitus will definitely, because he's getting the same ideas too. It's like this: we gotta break the hold that it has on us. So we got to interact with it to show that it's obviously a fake.
I'm gonna stare hard.
I'm gonna like, as we're moving, I'm gonna like lean down and touch the sand.
Okay. You feel exactly what you would expect to feel.
Sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I blow some bubbles out to see which way the air is, which way they float?
So Holmar, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Big constant. Oh man, another damn 7. That would be a 10. Am I concentrating? Am I concentrating on a spell? It's just a regular. Okay.
No, Martha was concentrating on the spell.
Damn.
You take a level of exhaustion from not only holding your breath, but also now blowing that breath out, giving you less air. So your lungs are on fire right now. But the bubbles blow upward.
Okay, I'm swimming to the surface, baby. Legs just kick.
All right. So everybody else sees Colmar just flying straight up with weird arm movements.
It's classic doggy paddle.
Martha, what are you doing to try and get this insight that you need? Because
I'm going to. I see like Tacitus like trying to high five like the sand, like and like reach down. So I'm gonna like try to just dip just a little bit lower, and like I'll go as much as like put like my foot near and near to the fire to see if it
near and near to the fire. These are like spurts of fire, columns of fire coming up at you as you're flying, and you're having to dodge them.
Yeah,
it's not like a lake of fire on the ground. It's like sudden shooting eruptions that are going on all around you.
Yeah, so like the next eruption then that comes. So I was thinking of like, okay, there was the fire, but then there was less of these. So the next one that comes by, like I won't be as like, I won't get out of the way as much. Like I'll start drifting a little closer, and my cloak is singeing, but they'll see if like that translates.
Give me a dexterity check or a saving throw.
I'm really good at those. This dice has been giving me shit all night. That didn't help either. That's a 3.
All right.
If blue steel doesn't work, give it La Tigre.
So you take 16 fire damage, and your cloak erupts in flames. Holmar, you can't see any of that. Tacitus, unless you're looking back, because you're at the head of the group.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking back, you don't notice anything. Kurt, these monsters are coming out all around you, and they're getting closer, and they're very reminiscent of would you have even seen these things? I don't think you would have experienced them. So you can't even describe them. They're like, some of them seem insectoid, some of them seem reptilian. All of them seem to have different body plans and locomotion styles. And as you're looking around, because it seems like they're coming from the horizon, all just kind of swarming towards you, and they're getting closer very quickly, you would see that Marthau's cloak caught on fire.
I mean,
and you don't know why.
Do I hear him scream?
Does Marthau scream?
Ah!
So no.
God, that's hot. Ooh, and he's like trying to. My cloak is on fire, but like I'm flying too at a pretty good clip. So does that?
So you also need to make a concentration check to maintain the fly spell.
I'm just like I would probably hear this and think that's just normal things that Marthau would say.
I got a 3 again. These die are not with me tonight.
All right, so then you also fall to the ground. How high were you flying?
About 100 feet.
How high was Colmar flying?
Well, Colmar has been climbing.
Doggy paddling up there.
So, damn it.
I like to think that for a few seconds you just doggy paddle a little more intensely and then don't immediately fall.
like a very cartoonish.
Yeah, you just pull the Wily. You don't look down, you'll be fine.
So, Marthau, you take 28 falling damage. And Colmar.
Oh boy.
I'm going to assume that you were flying at the same rate or at the same height as Marthau, but then spent a round climbing. So you're falling from 160 feet.
It's okay. Wizards are famous for their hit points.
Oh yeah.
I don't I don't think I've ever rolled this many dice.
Have you never played?
Is there a cap on falling damage?
20
Yeah.
d6.
20 d6, yeah.
Okay, so we haven't gotten there yet. So.
No. Have you not rolled a dragon before, man?
No, I mean this is the highest level play that I've ever really had with you guys. So
while you count,
is that why we don't get? Is that why we're at level 10?
I don't know.
So now that I see them falling, I was still 45, 50 feet up, but I am going to land since my plan of flying over the monsters is now not going to work. And when I land, I'm going to draw my bow and start just shooting in every direction. Every direction where there's not a party member, at least.
Colmar, you take 50 falling damage.
Bit of scratch.
You so this.
But that stomach is probably not doing so well.
That knocks the air. That knocks even more air out of you. Like you still are underwater. The way that you envision it is some kind of Leviathan or something smacked you from the bottom. So give me a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Okay. You obviously won't roll bad for me 3 times. Oh, there we go. 15.
All right, so that's good enough to avoid another level of exhaustion.
I'd probably have heard them hit the ground.
I don't know. Sand is a really great insulator.
People going. Oh, okay. Well, let's turn around. Let's see what they're doing.
Yeah, you would have turned around. You'd see that Martha and Colmar are both now on the ground in little mini sand craters. Martha's cape is on fire. Martha, you see a bunch of fire geysers like coming closer and closer to you. And then Ivar, you said that you're coming down to the ground and you're firing arrows in every direction.
Yes.
What is this place?
I just yell, it's an illusion.
Illusions shouldn't burn. Yeah, and his cape is actively on fire. You do see that. and you see Colmar on his back like making sand angels or something.
Oh my god!
and Ivar is shooting in every direction.
Can I tell how deep the water is, like to get to the surface?
It is just pitch black. You can just barely see the bubbles in front of your face.
But in Ivar's head, he is totally Legolasing this shit. And nobody else sees it. You just see arrows flying into the darkness.
Unreasonable fire rate, not a problem. Yeah. I'll just who's the first person I come across?
Probably Colmar.
I'll approach Colmar. Hey. Breathe.
So Colmar, you see a number of fish just swimming and slapping you right in the face.
All right. I'm gonna.
All right.
I don't know how this is gonna work. I'll try it. I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic at 5th level
Where?
On the area. That's how it works.
Okay. So the moment that you cast that, there's a sort of magical shockwave that emanates from there, and then suddenly the sands begin to twist, and you guys all begin to swirl around the center, down into the sand.
Guys, I don't think this is an illusion anymore.
Am I still underwater?
You would say that if you were in the middle of believing in the illusion.
Martha, your cloak is still on fire, so you take.
Well, I mean, so hold on now. Like,
At some point, he should be able to stop, drop, and roll in the sand.
because this whole thing, like, I fell and took so many falling damage. But it's flying at 60 feet per second. You would think that falling, and I would probably fall on the cloak to some extent in pillowy sand in a crater, and that itself would put it out. Unless this is like whiplash sand or something.
I mean,
The fire is resistant to whiplash.
I see the fire as being fed by the fall, but I see your point as well. So fine, the fire did get expended once you landed, but but your cloak is in tatters.
That's fine. That makes sense.
And then, Colmar, you are back now, no longer underwater.
Oh, shoot.
So your burning lungs taste sweet, sweet air.
Yep, and to think I had an extra one with me the whole time.
I think you have another reason, another thing to do with that lung. It's a breathing apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you with that.
So you guys begin swirling around the center like a sand drain, and you fall into darkness. And you guys are falling for what seems like forever. And then
I'm going to grab the corners of my cloak then and just fly down rather than fall. That apparently hurts.
Yeah. It's going to hurt, especially with this. I mean, you guys aren't going to take much falling damage because it's a strange physics. But when you guys do land, each of you takes 17 falling and piercing damage as you fall into a foot of water, and beneath the water is very sharp spiked rocks that form the ground, and you're almost in complete darkness.
How is there water under the desert?
It's not uncommon.
So how deep is this water?
The water is only about a foot deep, and about 6 to 8 inches below the water is like these sharp protrusions that seem to be all over the place.
Someone remind me to take Featherfall whenever I get a chance.
So is there
so Ivar, you don't take all of that damage. You only take 5 of the damage because it's still spiky wherever you land, and it's painful, even though you land softly.
So are there like walls? Like what are they made of? Stone?
So the cavern is really too dark to see right now. And even with your dark vision, if there are any structures, they're beyond the 60 feet that you can normally see.
Martha was hurting pretty bad, so he's gonna spend. He's gonna, like, he falls and he's like, he's gonna like rub himself with like cure wounds.
I'm just gonna rub myself with a cure wounds.
Just like a scroll.
Yeah. What's the it's just like Bengay. It's just like just rub some cure wounds on there. So I'm gonna cast at level 2.
All right.
So I'm going to take.
Where's some of that good berry wine? I need a drink.
That was horse shit. Do I have anything that I could use? No. Damn it. So I get 12 hit points.
All right. And then Martha, you had some of the good berry wine, right?
Yes. Yes,
how many bottles did you have?
6. 6 of the finest vintage.
All right. Roll me a percentile.
Oh, boy.
Hold on. Before you roll it, let me.
I had some as well, although I had 3 bottles of the middling vintage. I also apparently have Elmorn's hair. So if we need that.
I don't know why you get rid of it. I mean, that's a good luck charm.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. So go ahead and roll the percentile now.
87.
Oh, nice. Only 2 of the bottles broke in your fall.
I like, how did they break?
The 100-foot fall.
Well, yeah, but did I fall on them? Did they get separated out of my bag as we were falling?
No, they probably were still in the bag, and so a lot of what's in your bag is probably coated in good berry wine. I wouldn't say that you fell on them, although with as much damage as you took, that might explain some of your damage, and you might have some glass embedded in your ass.
Oh boy.
Better than endo crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be careful about that stuff.
Plus, you don't know where the intact bottles wound up.
That is true. All right, so that's unfortunate. So he's gonna try to Martha's gonna just try to pull things out of his pack and kind of clean it in the water a little bit.
How are you going to do that without any light?
I don't need light to feel my pack.
Okay.
That's what Charles said.
Yeah. Professionals can do it in the dark.
I've been feeling my pack since I was born.
All right, so you guys have just fallen into this extremely large cavern.
I am so glad
It's pitch black.
I am so glad I didn't fall because I would feel compelled to point out all the alchemist fire I have on me.
I would just check on Little Basil, make sure he's all right.
He is he's shaking. He's
Yeah.
very scared.
Can he give a reason why?
So let me just double check his stats real quick. All right, you're living prestidigitation. All right, so he kind of he's quivering. You can see him because he's emitting a faint light as well, and the light seems to darken into almost a black light. And you see him, he seems like he's pulling himself into himself, and almost forming like a ball of some sort or a sphere.
Okay. Well, we should probably start moving in some direction.
Hold on a second. Ivar was going to find like a relatively less pointy rock, just like one he can sit on. He's going to sit down there and disbelieve all of this as hard as he can.
Unfortunately, in the process of disbelieving, he's disbelieved himself right into sitting on a sharp rock.
He's real bad at this. Because if there's anything down here, we definitely alerted it to us falling here. Because unfortunately, there's no quiet way to fall, so I assume I still roughly know which direction is north.
Yeah.
Let's perhaps continue the direction that we need to go. Try and find a way out of this damn place. Can we tell how far we fell? Like, can we see upwards?
Because it's strange because the distance that you fell, the length of time you felt like you were in free fall, should have been fatal, but it wasn't. Because you were falling for quite some time, and especially to fall on sharp rocks, that, I mean, should have been lethal. But you didn't fall that hard. Additionally, any ceiling that might exist is too high to be seen with your dark vision. Which, is that concentration, or is that just 8 hours?
It's just 8 hours.
So
the detect magic is concentration for 10 minutes, I guess. I should probably... I don't know if it had been 10 minutes or not. Otherwise, I'll have to make a
probably because it was right towards the end of the 10 minutes that all of this happened when you guys first cast the fly and everything, crossing the sands, and so that's probably just about worn off, anyways. So Ivar, Colmar, and Tacitus, you guys all have dark vision. Marthau is completely blind. So you guys can all see each other. And you can see Marthau really trying hard to figure out what's in his pack by feel. And trying to clean it out.
Yeah, so it's like very like kind of, just very exaggerated movements.
I'll pull out a torch and have Basil light it for me.
A what?
A torch.
Oh, I thought you said a porch. I'm like, what?
I also heard a porch.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, they must have a portable porch.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
got
that be nice?
Yeah, it comes with rockers, so
Yep.
you just chill out, take a short rest.
Get off these spiky rocks.
BYOD. Bring your own tech.
Yeah. I just pull out a torch. Torch.
All right.
I got
So
pull a
is
Gary Oldman and
Basil
enunciate for you.
lighting it with magical light or with fire?
Well, so prestidigitation is capable of like lighting or snuffing out a small fire, like a campfire or.
Okay.
a torch
No,
and stuff.
I'm fine. I'm fine with
Yeah.
either. I just want to kind of
It's
make sure
it's not magical. It's just
It'll be-
magically induced.
right. So it'll be natural fire. Okay, that's fine. So
You're asking a whole lot of. Are you casting a spell?
so
I noticed these things, you motherfucker.
everything matters.
He's got nothing. No.
So you are holding the torch up, which gives you guys some bearings in terms of where you are and the color of your surroundings. The water, outside of having some blood and good berry wine flowing through it, is very murky. It's almost like brown and very turbid water, which makes it difficult to see beneath the surface. So it's really hard to find footing that isn't sharp and pointy.
Well, I'm getting away from the light then and flying up. And we'll fly just like 25 feet up.
Okay.
And Martha's going to do the same. And I'll cast Twin Fly again.
Okay. So you guys, so now Colmar, you're capable of flight too then. Wait, are you casting it on Colmar?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I go about 10 feet.
Now where you are it's a very large cavern. You still, because of the limits of the light, you can't see the edges of most of it, but you can at least see one wall. And with the light, suddenly everybody give me a perception check.
God, son of a bitch.
That's fine. It's 21.
All right.
Like
11.
6.
9.
Email coming to Kurt.
I guess just to be sure, the spikes that we landed on, do they seem to be made out of stone or intentional?
Kurt, don't mention what I sent you just yet.
Okay.
If you want to do that, do you have any skill with like mason's tools or anything that would give you any inclination of stonework?
Let's see here. I have dragon chess and land vehicles.
I have stone
Alright.
cutting.
So Colmar would be the best option since he is a dwarf. So Colmar, you could, if you wanted to check, it would be intelligence, and I believe you could add twice your proficiency bonus.
Boy, big rolls tonight. Twice the proficiency. 21.
All right. So they're definitely not natural, but they're a bit too ordered and a bit too clean, and especially given there's this water, you would expect, natural erosion to some degree with smoothing of these edges. But at the same time, you're not aware of anything that could purposely craft something like that without magic.
Okay.
Like they don't look like stalagmites, right? They're because they're entirely underwater.
Right.
Oh man, did you fucking pull a Star Wars on us and we landed inside the mouth of a fucking space worm thing?
Kurt. now what you see comes into play.
I sent a question back
Okay.
when you said reach towards you. Did you mean me or the party?
Party.
So I would, flying above everyone, yell out, "The shadows are moving!"
And that's initiative. Everybody except Ivar is surprised.
The shadows are moving?
The shadows are moving. The shadows are moving.
Jesus,
I
what the
got
fuck?
a 9 initiative, so as good as being surprised.
I'm gonna use a fucking action point here. I think
15.
it's terrible.
First decent roll of the night. Hopefully not the last.
Hey, that's much better.
So
I got a 21.
all right, Tacitus, you got 21. Martha, what'd you get?
15.
Holmar, what'd you get?
9.
All right, you guys can, you and Ivar can figure out which of you guys wants to go first. But in the surprise round, those who are surprised don't act. So Tacitus and Martha, you don't get the chance to act until next round.
What about Colmar?
Colmar will not be able to act this round either. So we have. So, one of these shadows attacks Tacitus. $21.
That'll hit.
All right. So you take 8 necrotic damage, and where's that? And 2 strength damage.
What's that?
You take 2 strength damage.
2 strength damage?
Yes.
I can't do that.
Another.
What is strength damage?
Your strength is reduced.
Oh.
Yeah. And then another one attacks Marthau. We rolled a natural 1. And then confirming the nat crit or the nat fail, it avoids a critical fail, but it definitely doesn't hit. Then 1 attacks Ivar.
Is it flying? Because I'm like 25 feet up.
Yeah.
It's the
Like
shadow.
These guys are capable of flight.
Okay.
And then that one misses. The 1 attacks Kolmar. 18 hit Kolmar.
Yeah, but I'm going to cast shield.
All right. So you managed to successfully block with your shield.
I didn't think we could. Didn't think we could use reactions if we're surprised. Because I would have shielded as well.
Is that a thing? Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me see my DM cheat sheet.
That is the thing.
Okay,
Damn,
so then
one time I remember to use shield.
yeah, you can't take a reaction, unfortunately, so that does hit. So Kolmar, you take 8 necrotic damage and 2 strength damage.
All right.
And then we have 2 other shadows that are there. So 1, 2, 3. So one of them is going to attack Ivar.
So the turn could be important here.
17 hit
That
Ivar.
hits. Yes.
So you can't use your reaction until it's your turn.
So 6 necrotic damage to Ivar, and then you also take 4 strength damage.
Okay. So my strength now is 4. Another hit like that and I'm dead.
And then the final shadow is going to attack Tacitus.
Okay, fuck. Can we see
And it's
these
gonna
things?
miss. It's gonna miss. As long as you hold your torch, you can see them quite easily.
Sure.
So now, Ivar, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to land in a dimly lit region in the torch's glow.
So, are you moving out of range of the shadows then?
Yes, because I don't see how I could possibly attack and hold both corners of my cloak.
Okay. Do you want to disengage?
No, I'll let him take the attack of opportunity.
Okay. First one misses. Second one misses.
Okay. So then I will fly down and land in the dimly lit region. And then I'm going to pull my bow, and I guess I'll attack the one on Kolmar, because he's been taking a lot of damage.
Okay.
First shot is a 19, and the second shot is a 25.
Both hit.
And I assume I get my sneak attack damage on one.
Yeah.
My my damage. It's been a while since I've rolled damage. I don't remember what my bonus is. So the first arrow was 18 and the second was 11.
Go ahead and describe how that one ceases to be.
So as I pull the bowstring back, this inky black arrow forms from, I forget which plane it was, Zoriat, the stuff of Zoriat, and fires forth and slams through the shadow, dispersing it a bit. The second arrow I loose seems as if it's going to disperse it more, but actually stops dead in it. And then it seems as if the shadow itself shudders, and then it just sort of fades into the blackness.
All right. So, that gets us back to the top of the round. Tacitus, you are up.
Seems kind of odd to strike a shadowy creature with a shadow blade, but it's kind of my best option right now.
Okay.
So that I shall do. I'm going to cast Shadow Blade. I might do it at third level, actually. Yeah. I'll cast it at third level, so it does a little bit more damage. It has the bonus effect of, since it's a concentration spell, my AC goes up a little bit. New feature for my class. And then there's two of them on me.
Yep.
Them bastards. All right, I'm gonna strike at one. Action. Let me go here. That's pretty good. 14 plus 8.
Hits.
For 3d8 damage. Fucking 1. 6. What is that? A whopping 7 psychic damage. I roll with advantage. I might have critted. No, wait, it's not advantage because I'm in the torchlight.
Yeah, you're holding a torch.
Yeah.
Also, wait a minute. Ivar, is your bow magical?
Yes.
Like, is it considered magic damage?
Yes.
Okay.
All my arrow shots are.
So, so 7 psychic damage.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that'll be it.
All right. So you cast your Shadow Blade. You strike into the shadow. You see a silent scream, and it comes at you with renewed vigor. Martha, you're up.
What's that even supposed to mean?
That's for you to figure out.
Why don't you fuck off, you bastard?
Do I see any of the creatures?
Yes, those that are within the shadow or within the lights. So you see the two that are on Tacitus. You saw the one that was on Colmar dissipate. The two that are in the air that were fighting with Ivar, you cannot see those. But you can see the one that's right in your face.
So I'm gonna hit the one that's in my face.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna cast a level 4 Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
And before I do that, I'm going to.
So, Chaos Bolt is a ranged spell attack.
Yes.
This guy is right in your face, so you're going to take it at disadvantage.
Maybe I'll attack.
You can use an action point to get rid of that disadvantage.
I'll
if you
use an
want.
action. I'll use an action point to do that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
I don't want to. I don't want to take away your cool shit that you're trying to do, but
I'm gonna also. I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration. I'm gonna give it to Ivar.
okay. So is that a D6 for Ivar?
It is a D6 for Ivar.
All right. How is it that you inspire Ivar?
Ivar, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
Well, I feel inspired.
Yes, you feel so invigorated. Those words of encouragement.
So that I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast the cast bolt. Nice. It's 26.
It's a hit.
1.
I am so inspired, I will refrain from pointing out the racism and calling me a man.
It's like he meant well.
Sweet. So I got 15, 16 plus 8. So 24.
Okay.
24 damage.
What kind of damage are you doing, and are any of those doubles?
Oh yeah, I got triples, baby.
Well, triples don't matter. It's just the doubles.
I know, but triples matter. Triples matter to me.
Triples cancel out the doubles.
It's going to be thunder damage. So 24 thunder damage.
Thunder.
Thunder.
I have a character in my game that his name is Thunder.
All right. So you can see that shadow, the thunder damage, while it causes the shadow to flicker, it seems like it's less effective than you would expect. And then you get a bolt that springs off and can strike another target that you can see within 60 feet, correct?
Correct.
So ones that you can see, the only ones that you can see that are not the one that you struck are the 2 on Tacitus.
Doesn't say within 60 feet. It's 30 feet.
Okay, well, it's still 30 feet.
Okay, so it just if that's just another attack.
It's another attack, but you roll fewer dice.
Yes.
I think it's only 1 fewer, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's 21.
Well, which one are you attacking?
One of them on
Tacitus.
Tacitus.
Okay. So we'll just do a random one. It makes sense since
It's chaotic.
Okay. So so that 21 hits.
And it takes 8 plus 10, 18. It's going to take 18. Acid damage.
Okay.
And then I got doubles again.
All right. So you can strike the last one then that you can see.
Do it.
I'm going to use an action point to reroll that.
Okay.
same spell.
I'm gonna use an action point to reroll that.
All right.
I just
So
feel
that's
Yeah.
the,
3 action
the
points you
chaos.
used.
I just
Yeah.
feel the chaos energy circling around me.
It's 22.
All right, that's a hit. You could have also used your Tides of Chaos.
Yeah, there's enough chaos going on right now. And that does 13. 13 fire damage.
Okay. So once again, both of those attacks that you do, they seem like they are not as strong as you would expect, but both of them still kind of shimmer in and out. Especially the first one that you hit on Tacitus. That one looks like it's very faint and on the verge of dying or dissipating. Unfortunately, if you rolled doubles on that one, even if you did, you want to get another bolt since there's no other shadows that you can see.
I did
in
not.
range. Okay. So use your bonus action, use your attack action. Are you doing any other actions?
I'm gonna flex.
Nice. All right, so now it's the Shadow's turn. First, the 2 on Tacitus are going to
I don't
roll.
know. Get the fuck out of here with that.
18?
Nope. Deflects off my magically created energy barrier.
And then
Concentration spell.
another 18. So unlucky. And then the one that's on Colmar is dead. There's the one on Marthau. That's a 22.
Hey,
Hit
get out of
Marthau?
here. Sorry, the rabbit was getting.
I thought you were just talking to the shadow.
Yeah.
that too. What'd you say? Mike, what'd you say?
I said 22 to hit you.
Yes, that hits.
So you take 9 necrotic damage and 2 strength damage. And then Ivar, one of these shadows emerges from the darkness right behind you. Not that it gives it a bonus anything, but just thematically, for dramatic effect. It comes from the darkness from behind you. Unfortunately, it misses. And the other one goes after Colmar. 20?
Fucking shield.
All right. What's your AC with shield?
21.
Oof. Very lucky. So you narrowly avoid any of that. Ivar, you're up. Or Colmar, whichever you guys want to go first.
Colmar hasn't gone yet. He can go.
So I guess I have one on me right now.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So he just looks like a shadow, just like a shadow creature or figure, or
Mm-hmm. Actually, if you look closely at it, it almost looks like a gray shadow base of your own staring back at you.
Oh, was it not the shadow of him that I killed?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You want to look at your own shadow?
Let's try. I'm gonna try to use inflict wounds on it.
Okay.
16.
It's a hit.
Yep. Yay or nay?
I said that's a
He
hit.
said it hits.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, I thought you said 2 hit. I was like, okay, yeah. I was waiting. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. I don't get shit. I don't get sneak attack with that, do I? Because he's right next to me.
No.
Swashbuckler can get that.
So he takes 15 necrotic damage.
So as you pass your hand through the shadow, you feel the cold darkness void of the shadow, and you try to impart this necrotic energy into it, and the shadow seems to not only take it but absorb more of it and try to pull more of it out of your hand. And at that point you realize that it's actually bolstered by this form of energy.
I'll make a note of it. All right.
All right, Ivar.
Well, don't I have a...
Or yeah, you have a bonus action and a move action if you want to use them. I didn't know if you were done.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Can I hide or do I have to disengage?
You would need to disengage and find something that you can hide behind or within.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just disengage and then because I'll use my cloak that can kind of camouflage me, just try to blend in.
Okay, so you're going to disengage and then you're going to move away.
Yep.
Okay, so you can only move half your normal speed. If you try to move any faster than that, you're going to take damage because of the spiked terrain.
Okay, that's fine.
So where are you moving? Because there's nothing here that you can like hide behind. So kind of describe like where you're going with this.
So I just disengage and step back, and then just kind of hunker down and try to blend in with the spikes and the water and the darkness, and just hope the things doesn't hit me anymore.
Are you planking on the spikes in the water?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So that's the end of the round. No, actually, Ivar, you haven't gone yet. Sorry.
Yep. So I'm going to bonus action disengage and move 10 feet away from the shadow that just attacked me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to shoot it twice. That's a 24 and 22.
Both hit.
So the first one, I'm going to change into a shadow arrow. So it'll take a little more damage.
Hopefully not necrotic.
No, not necrotic.
Oops.
But it also has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 15, or else it can only see out to a range of 5 feet. That arrow does 20, and the second arrow does 9.
And it's just normal piercing damage.
The 11 of it is piercing damage. 9 more of it is psychic damage.
Okay.
And then another 9 piercing damage.
Okay. Go ahead and describe how this one.
Similar to the last one, the first arrow first sort of cloaks it in an illusion of just an opaque darkness around the darkness that it already is, but seems to dissipate it a bit as the arrow passes through it. The second one, again, looks like it's going to dissipate it further, but in fact stops dead as it hits it like in the center of the skull, and then just causes the whole thing to just vanish and disperse backwards.
All right. Yeah, it didn't make it save, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. All right. So you used bonus move and action. So
I use my bonus action in my action, but I don't have any reason to move. So,
well, you
I mean,
said
you
you
moved
moved
10
10
feet, but-
away.
right, that was part of the disengage. Or does disengage not include any movement?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But I mean, you can't really move much more than 10 feet, anyways, unless you want to
Right.
take some
That's fine.
damage.
I'm fine.
All right, top of the round, Tacitus, you're up.
Um,
You got 2 baddies on you.
Is that all that's left of these two?
Nope, there's also one on Marthau,
Okay. How far away is that?
and also one on Colmar.
And how far away is that one?
Both of them are within 30 feet.
Okay. But they're not within 10 feet of me.
No.
All right. Cover your ears. And I'll cast Thunderstep. And I'll go towards who seems the most hurt? Marthau or Colmar? Can I tell? At a quick glance. I mean, registering what they've appeared to have gone through beforehand, and
Boy, I mean, you see Komar planking on spikes. So
he probably needs the most help.
I just imagine just him laying, not facing up. So
I will say so Martha, the one that was on Colmar, is not right on Colmar because Colmar
Right.
moved. What did you move? 10, 15 feet away?
Yeah. However much I can.
Or well, wait a minute. Your movement speed is only 25 feet, anyways.
Yeah.
So you'd only be able to move 10, 12 feet. So the shadow next to Colmar is within 10 to 12 feet of him.
Okay.
So you're bamfing right out to next to Colmar.
In between Colmar and his little shadow guy.
Now you thunderstepped, so you hear a massive, thunderous echo throughout this entire cavern, and you can hear it like it's like a boom, 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 boom.
That implies that there are walls to reflect the sound.
It does.
Or we're just in a club.
And I just turned up the music. All right.
So the two that were right next to you, they have to make con saves, right?
Correct.
One is a 17. The other is a 7.
The 17 is sufficient, but the other one is not. So that the one that saved takes half damage. Where are you at? I'm gonna go ahead and throw on power surge to the damage as well. Make sure that part's force damage. So, I don't
Can you
think
do
that.
it to the total damage or only to one target?
Yeah, let me see here. Once per turn, you deal damage to a creature or object. You can So it's probably just to one individual. One of them looked like it was pretty rough already, right? Like nearly fading.
Yes.
I won't attach it to that one. I'll do the other one. I don't know which one saved, so.
Hold on 1 second. Can you copy and paste the ability?
Let's see. I'll just paste the pertinent information here. Because there's whole information on how to acquire these surges, but
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So it's only one of them.
yeah.
So you're gonna do it to the one that's a little less hurt.
Right. So the spell damage is 11. I rolled shit, as I have on all of my damage so far.
Okay. So one of the shadows fades. Go ahead and describe how it fades.
Wow. I mean, obviously, the concussive force just is like, as when you see somebody blow out smoke with a fan or something like that, it just goes away.
Okay. So Thunderstep, is that a bonus action or an action?
It's an action.
Okay. So you Thunderstepped. You're right next to Colmar, right?
Correct.
Are you doing anything with your bonus action or move action?
No, I don't really have anything, so
Okay.
that'll be all.
All right. Martha, you're up. And then shadows are on deck, and then Colmar, you're in the hole.
I'm gonna give another bardic inspiration. Use my bonus action, and I'm gonna give it to Tacitus.
All right. How do you inspire Tacitus?
He's a rather dull man, so this should be
Tacitus, he's our man. If he can't do it, Ivar can.
So inspiring. So you got this one shadow right in your face.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay.
So I spin off, and you see 3 gorgeous, succulent Marthos just enveloping. And now there's 3 of them. So, and that is going to be my turn. That's all.
Okay. Also, so one thing that we didn't do last time, when you got hit, because you're flying, right?
Yes.
So, give me a concentration.
Is there any modifier to that, or is it just a straight die roll?
It's your Constitution saving throw.
Oh, there you say. Okay, that's 18.
All right, so you're still flying, and Colmar still has his fly, even though he's planking.
We could all fly plane.
He's planking, but he's like just above the spikes.
You just see the bubbles as he kind of puts his head like to the side. All right, so sorry, what were did you do at your action?
Yeah.
You did you did mirror image. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then are you moving away or?
No.
Okay. So now it's the shadows. First of all, the one that was on Tacitus is now flying over to Ivar.
Ivar can.
20.
That hits.
So you take 4 necrotic damage and 1 strength damage. And then the one that was next to Colmar is going to fly at Tacitus, since Colmar is successfully plinking. Natural 20.
Miss.
Chance for...
No, hold
does
on.
Not, does not confirm.
I'm going to luck.
Does not confirm.
I'm going to luck that.
Okay.
He rolls a 6 instead.
Wait, you roll that?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Wait, are you sure that you rolled the luck?
Let's see here. Let's see here. When you so whenever you make an attack roll, that we know that. Or when an attack roll is made against you, you can spend one of your luck points to roll an additional d20 and choose which die to use.
Oh, okay.
And I rolled a 6 here, which is delightful. This is exactly when I want you to roll like shit. Thank you.
Okay. So it looks as if it's going to strike past his hand right through your face. But then you're just like, nah, bro.
Slip. Whoa, shit.
Magnets, how do they even work?
And then the one on Marthau is going to attack Marthau. So Marthau, with your mirror image, what happens with that?
Each time a creature targets you with an attack, roll a d20 to determine whether it hits me or one of my dupes. So you must, if you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher. 8 or higher, use 2, and then with 1, you roll 11 or higher. So basically, if you roll an attack and
it would hit.
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, let's see if it hits.
It's been a while since I've used this, so.
It's a natural 1.
Okay, so that misses.
So,
but it's actually, it says if it hits him or his duplicates only have an AC of 10 plus his dex.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's chance for auto crit or critical fail, and he critically fails. So, Marthau, go ahead and roll the percentile.
It's 82.
82.
It was a good year.
The shadow reaches towards you, and just before it hits you, it seems to like kind of jerk and silently scream. You also notice that it looks like you as it does this, and then it dissipates.
Marthau is confused, but he's also flattered.
Really, you roll the d20 every time with this spell, and it just, if they're trying to target Marthau, you always roll a d20 to see if they're actually trying to hit him or a duplicate, because then you'll
Okay.
know what the AC is.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. It wasn't quite clear in the wording.
It says, I think it says, it's been a while since I've reread it, but I think it says when a creature targets you with an attack. It then goes on, it gives the AC for the duplicates because they have to be individually hit.
Yeah.
It does say that.
So, but natural 1. So there's
Yep.
that. That's cool. And with that, you notice that in the distance, 2 luminous creatures begin to approach, seemingly drawn by the thunderous noise that was made that echoed across the chamber.
Friggin'
So-
hedgehogs.
They'll be here. They'll be here by the start of the next round. Ivar, you're up. You have 1 shadow on you.
Right. And how many others are there that I can see?
There is the one on Martha is dead. And then there's the one that just attacked Tacitus.
Okay. So I will disengage and back up 10 feet and attack the one that's going after me. The first shot is a 13, which isn't so good. And the second shot is a 21.
Okay. So 21 hits.
Let me just see something. Okay, so I'm going to use curving shot, which I've never gotten to use because I so rarely miss. When you make an attack roll with your magic ammunition and miss, I'll use my I've already used my bonus action, so I can't use this shot. Oh well.
You can
Did
still
you
use an
already have
action.
your-
You can use an action point.
Did you use your bardic inspiration?
I did not use my bardic inspiration. That's a good point.
But you.
So
Oh, right.
13
You need a-
plus 5, so
Okay.
it was an 18.
So that hits then. So Tacitus, I was just saying that 2 glowing figures are approaching, seemingly drawn by the loud, thunderous noise created
we don't know
by
that.
your thunder stuff.
We don't know that.
We're pretty sure.
They could have just, be walking along.
So I did, this is all piercing damage. 13 with the first arrow and 10 with the second.
All right, go ahead and describe how that one dies.
This time, the first shot disperses the shadow a bit. The second shot comes up and seems to almost expand and wrap around the head of the creature and just suck it all in like a mist. And then the black Zoriat arrow just falls and looks happy.
I love the image of an arrow looking happy in my mind. All right. So Kolmar, you're up.
So we've got 1 shadow left.
And it looks to be it's right next to you attacking Tacitus.
And 2 glowing, radiant shadows coming at us.
Yes, they are 50 feet away currently.
Can we have any idea what they are? Discern? No.
They're glowing, and you see that their feet are hovering above the water's edge.
They could be running to help to bring assistance. I don't know.
That sounds likely in Jerome.
Shit. All right, let's go with. I'm gonna try acid arrow on this the last shadow here. 23.
That's a hit.
Hey, that's good. Hit is good. 1, 2. Oh, suck. 5, 7. 7 acid damage. And do I get? Well, he's within 5 feet of somebody, right?
Oh yeah, he's actually within 5 feet of you, so technically that would be a disadvantage. But I already called it a hit, so whatever.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if it gets sneak attack damage or not.
Yeah.
That would be an extra 2.
Okay. So how much damage total?
9.
9?
9.
Okay. So Tacitus, you're up.
I'm back to planking again.
So there's the one right here. What else is there? Anything else?
Wait a minute. You might not be up. 1 second. No, you're up.
Okay. I'm trying none of your sneaky shit, you bastard. Yeah, so there's the one shadow right next to us, right next to me. Are there any other dark shadows, not glowing white billowy?
There's no other shadows.
Okay. I guess I'll just I'll attempt to hit him with my shadow blade. Make sure I don't have any better options at the moment.
This shadow seems to have been empowered and by Colmar's previous attempt to charge it with negative energy, necrotic energy. So it's going to force this attack at disadvantage.
Well, that seems like bullshit.
That's called whiplash damage.
Well, I'll action point to negate that. If that is okay.
That's fine.
Unless this magical emboldening it negates action points.
It does not negate action points.
Delightful.
The shadow uses its whip luck.
The anti-luck. All right, let's roll. Ooh, that's very nice. 17 on the die. Plus, it's going to be... Ugh. You fucked with my strength. Plus 6, but 17 on the die. Plus 6, so 23.
Well, wait a minute. You said you got -2 strength, right? So it's just a -1. So that's a hit.
I'm saying it would have been a 24 to hit instead of a 23. Let's see here. This will be psychic damage. Fucking seriously, stop it. Another 1 there. 3 fucking. And a 10. There we go. So 14 psychic damage.
Okay. It's still up and ready to go.
Cocksucker.
Anything else?
I don't know if I can scare this fucking thing away or something. I'm gonna use my mind link to scream into its whatever semblance of a mind this thing might have.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
No, I'm not giving him the ability to scream back.
You've opened the door.
Nuh-uh.
You've opened the door.
Nuh-uh. That's not what I said.
Knock, knock. Let me in.
Wisdom save. fuck me. Action point. Much better. 19 plus 5, 24.
All right. You feel the cold darkness of this creature's mind. It's both warmly inviting and absolutely terrifying.
And I shouted away.
And you can feel it creeping into the edges of your mind, but your force of will is able to keep it at bay. You have a good sense to not attempt that again.
And how does it feel?
Ichi. I mean, you can't really tell, but it doesn't seem to have been affected visibly. Hey, Lisa.
Right.
Martha.
So there's the one on Tacitus, and then there's the two flying luminous things coming at us.
Yeah, about 50 feet away.
Do they look hostile?
You're guessing they're not here to bring you cookies.
Like, how big are they? Can I tell anything about them other than they're just luminous and flying at us?
I mean, it kind of looks like, you know, that strange superimposed image like in Ghostbusters, the ghosts flying forward. So it kind of distorts the proportions a little bit, especially because they're moving so supernaturally. But you can tell that they're probably about medium size, and they definitely do not look friendly.
Okay.
Ghostbusters was definitely what I was imagining.
I'm gonna shoot a level 2 chaos bolt their way.
Okay, which one?
Thing 1 or thing 2?
Thing 2. But
Okay.
before I do that, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do Mantle of Inspiration. So everybody gets everybody who can see me becomes inspired by my wondrous appearance, and they get 5 temporary hit points. And you can use your reaction to move up to your speed right now without provoking opportunity attacks.
Well, half speed because of the spikes.
Yeah.
Unless you want to risk damage.
I'll risk damage and move away from the glowing things.
All right, so you're going to move your full 25 feet?
Yep.
All right, you take 9 piercing damage through your feet.
You said risk.
Yeah.
Well,
Apparently, it was just a certainty.
You risk certain damage.
I guess the risk was in how much.
yes.
I'll move if Colmar moves.
So I got what, 5 temporary hit points?
Yep, everybody does.
Nice.
That's true. I forgot about those. I assume the first 5 of the 9 came out of the temporary hit points.
And then, so if you guys are you gonna move?
No, I'm not moving.
Okay.
Okay.
And then,
I'm not either.
all right. So then I'm gonna shoot a level 2 chaos bolt at the thing 2 on the right.
Okay.
So that's a 25.
It's a hit.
Ivar looks surprised we're not running away.
Where are we gonna go?
So does Tacitus.
That's 11 damage, and it will be. It'll be poison.
Okay. The bolt passes right through without any effect. Parent.
Martha is gonna fly away. Run! Fly, like, I guess up. Like, is there any? Does it look like there's any place we could go?
I mean, this is a, as far as you can tell, it's a void. But the farther you move away from the light that Tacitus is holding, the more complete darkness you become encompassed by. You cannot see anything. It's complete darkness in here, outside of his light and these two creatures that are coming towards you guys.
So I'll try to stay on like the edge of the torchlight and like kind of within realm, but like trying to move away on the opposite side of these creatures.
Okay. So you're over by, I mean, I figured you are kind of closer to Ivar anyways, but you're going to be kind of close to Ivar or heading in his direction, but just at the edge of the light? Because it sounds like Ivar is outside of the light.
Yeah, I'll be at the edge of the light.
All right. All right. So this shadow that is, on Tacitus and Colmar, it is going to redirect his attention to Colmar this time.
Sentinel.
Because
I don't have that.
I know you don't. Because it is after feeling the hunger that Colmar was able to feed, it wants more, especially after what Tacitus did. Unfortunately, it's not able to do much with that.
What happens when you feed a stray dog?
Colmar, you're up.
Okay. Is it obvious that that's what this shadow wants?
I mean, it's definitely not going to turn away from more.
I want to use an action point and try to persuade the shadow to help us and fight these other creatures. Because if you want some more sugar, baby, you're going to have to do something for it.
All right. Tell me, how are you going to persuade it?
I'm going to draw on the blood and have the blood start dripping from my hand and look at the shadow and say, if you want more of the power, you're going to have to do something for us.
All right. The action point is going to allow for a chance to convince it.
Okay.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Come on, persuasion. 19.
It is pretty fairly persuaded. It seems to understand what you're communicating, and it does want more, but it also touches you on the forehead, and you get a flash of images and emotions, and you know that if you don't pay up, hell is gonna pay, or is gonna, it's gonna be bad.
You know that old saying.
Lisa's laughing at me in the other room.
I hate when I forget a saying. I don't like. It's gonna be. What the fuck was it again? Shit. Always when you're DMing.
So it then uses its move action to move past you guys and towards those specters. I gave away what they are. Whatever.
I wrote down specters.
Ivar, you're up.
So that plan to have Brevin rebuild the whole lightning rail on this side of the continent looking pretty good right now, isn't it? I'm gonna shoot Thing 2 with 2 arrows. It's a 17 and a 23.
Both hit.
The first one is 14 piercing damage, and the second one is 12 piercing damage.
All right, go ahead and describe how it dies.
This time, the 2 arrows slam into it, both of which seem to sort of catch in midair as it passes through it. And between the 2 of them, you see a line of just blackness begin to form that grows out, absorbing in all of the light from this creature, and then they both splash into the water.
Wait, both.
2 arrows.
Oh, okay. All right. So then it's this creature's turn, and it's gonna move. It moves towards this shadow. The shadow attempts to intercept it. This glowing creature tries to move past it. It uses its reaction for an attack of opportunity, swiping at the shadow, or the glowing creature. The shadow does. The minute that the shadow passes through with its claws, you see the shadow kind of whip around and wrap its arms, and they begin to intertwine, shadow and glowing arm. And you can tell that there is a fight for wills. And suddenly there's a bright flash, and the shadow silently screams as it's absorbed into this glowing creature.
Sure. Why not?
I thought it was just going to be a bunch of necrotic attacks that they're both immune to. They just keep powering each other up with necrotic attacks.
So it comes and it first meets Tacitus. And it is going to attack you, Tacitus.
Sure.
16?
Nope.
All right, so it misses. And then Tacitus, you're up.
So the one got held up, yeah, by the shadowy thingy, and it's still back a little ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then one's right next to me. Okay.
Wait, no. That one of them's dead. Ivar killed one of them outright.
Oh, okay. Got it. So just the one left. All right. No, I don't need to do anything fancy. I'll just attack it again with my shadowy blade.
Okay.
All right. Plus 6, 18 to hit.
It's a miss. And you can tell that normally it would be a hit, but it it seems to knock away the shadow blade, and the eyes begin to glow red as its face contorts into a silent, like, growl.
Won't you say something, jackass?
And it's got like veins of shadow pulsing, and kind of a heart visible within its chest of shadow.
Whatever. Let's see. Man, I need more bonus actions. Yeah, I guess that's not worth it yet. I'll just I guess I'll just hang out here.
Okay. Martha.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at it.
Okay.
That was no good. So I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
Better. That's a 20, not natural.
That hits.
Let's see, 1 does 8 fire damage.
You notice that the fire is not as powerful as you would expect it, or effective as you would expect it to be.
Okay.
Colmar, you're up. And you feel like you get a sense that the shadow within this creature still responds to you. And so you have a greater ability to hit it. So you have advantage on any attack roll you make.
Okay. So there's just one of these guys.
Yep. It's right in your face with Tacitus.
Well, since I had the blood dripping from my hand, I'm just going to use the blade of blood and attack it that way. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, I have advantage. So I should probably roll. Okay, 25 to hit.
Wait, does it do necrotic damage?
No,
Okay, good.
that's only if it's if I make it a vampiric weapon.
Also, you get to add your sneak attack.
Right. Oh, look at that. 4 damage. 4 slashing.
Total with sneak attack?
Yep.
Eee.
You know, work on them muscles.
All right, Ivor, you're up.
Yeah, I'll shoot at it twice. That's a 21 and a 23.
Both hit.
And is there, I assume Colmar's within 5 feet of it?
Yeah. And Tacitus.
A 10, or excuse me, 14 with the first arrow and 8 with the second.
All right. You see it like kind of blink in and out, and the pulsing shadow heart kind of skip a couple of beats, but it's still up.
I'm going to use an action point to attack again.
Okay.
It's a 26.
It's a hit.
12 points of damage.
All right. So since you used an action point, you can do your entire attack action. Wanted.
Okay. That is a 28.
That also hits.
And that is 14 more damage.
All right, go ahead and describe how you kill it.
I hit it with 2 of these arrows, and there's an immediate sort of burst of light, short-lived but intense flash of light as it just is shot away like a mist.
So in that flash of light, now that these creatures are gone, you get a glimpse at this large cavern, and you see that the walls are quite far and also quite high. You still can't see the ceiling of it, but one of these walls seems to have an outcropping where there may be a tunnel going up towards the ceiling.
Was the shadow creature dead?
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Look at that. You didn't have to pay him shit.
Right, that's a problem because it said hell would have to pay. And it's probably in hell right now presenting them with the bill. They're not going to like that, Colmar. Unfortunately, we've been underground in Drome before, and I don't recall it being a pleasant experience.
Let's see if we can go up.
Ivar is just sort of weakly, slowly moving through the water with his strength of 3.
How many hit dice can you heal with the action point?
Let's see. House rules. I think it's up to half your hit dice. Let's see. Yeah, half your hit dice with an action point. And hit dice recover at half your hit dice per long rest.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to use that.
Shadows and specters are strange monsters because relatively, like, shadows are CR 1/2 and specters are CR 2. But shadows by themselves, they're like, it's not like 4 shadows are worth 1 specter. 4 shadows can kill because of the strength drain. You get like a bunch of strength 8 people like me.
What's your strength gotta get to for you to die? Is it like
0?
0.
It's just
So
But there's no death save. There's no nothing. Your strength is 0. You're just dead.
Same with calm.
yeah, everybody has -2 strength currently, except Ivar, who's got -5.
Yep. Ivar can barely hold his head up. It's
And then Colmar, you still have 1 level of exhaustion as well.
Yeah. I'll have to do something about that too.
You notice how this sneaky son of a bitch put us underground so we can't recharge the amulet?
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's called whiplash. Whiplash underground.
I actually had this whole thing planned for a while, but knowing that now you can't use the amulet is a nice little bonus.
Listen, just level us up right quick. I'll take care of it.
He's also, by the way, he's also put us in like a pile of spiky water, so we can't even short rest to get our strength back. It's like the perfect DM torture chamber.
Yeah, he intends to actually kill us here. He's like, I'm done with these guys. Fuck them.
I'm not trying to kill you, but you guys have breezed through so many of the encounters I've planned. I feel like now I've finally got you guys into a situation where you're going to struggle.
Is
And
this
I
what you
can't
feel
wait
like?
to see it happen.
Yeah, so it's sort of like Ivar has probably never been as close to death as fighting CR 1/2 shadows.
Yeah, this will all make sense. And I can't wait for you guys to see. But
I'm about to
anyways,
start stabbing at the ground. Make this whatever the fuck this thing is regurgitate us.
At the spike stones. Teach him a lesson.
if you're hitting it with your quarterstaff, you notice that it's stone the whole way around though. It doesn't seem to be any kind of softer pieces or even mud.
Stone.
Colmar knows that this is stone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's seen a stone or two in his day.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously we need to take some time to rest here, so I'm going to use mold earth. See if that works. I'll fucking push away some of these spikes, flatten them out a little bit.
All right. You can mold earth, because that allows for.
I think it should.
Let's just double check.
What's that?
It's like you can do up to like a 5-foot cube or something like that.
I just do multiple 5-foot cubes of dirt or stone. So.
No, doesn't work on stone.
What?
You can target an area of loose earth to instantaneously excavate it and everything. You can also cause shapes, colors, or both to appear on dirt or stone. If dirt or stone is targeted to the ground, it becomes. Okay. So no, yeah, you can make it a little bit easier
for an hour.
Yeah, so
we're just sitting in fucking water, but whatever.
So after so you can, like, it'll take a minute to do like a 10 squares.
I mean, I shouldn't need to do that much. If you need to sprawl, fucking just don't. Man spreading. Space for each person.
So you could do that and get a short rest. You're not going to be able to get a long rest that way.
Right. Well, I mean, I can handle a short rest, get some spell slots back and stuff. So that's what I would recommend.
Makes sense to me.
Yep. Perhaps they can even, if during one of the whenever I'm molding some of the earth, I'll take the bottom half of the torch and like mold the earth around it to where it like stands up.
Hey,
so I don't have to hold on to it the whole time.
Can you mold some chairs?
I don't think so.
I'd allow it. It'll take a little bit of time though. You won't be able to. I mean, it'll take time out of your hour for your long rest, but I mean that's fine. You want to mold a couple of chairs, you can recline. I mean, if you're going to short rest, you might as well short rest in comfort, right?
I'm a soldier. Sitting in water, it's whatever.
I'm not a soldier.
While you guys are
Man
short
up.
resting, you can spend as many hit dice as you want to recover hit points.
Yep.
So,
adding con.
Colmar, you don't have to have used your action point to do that, since you guys are short resting now. But everybody, let me know how many hit dice you're using.
And as we're sitting there, you hear Martha saying "Hi to tea, hi to ho, hi to ho," and you get to roll for each hit die. You get an extra d6.
Wait, what?
Song of Rest.
I think
So,
I don't know if that's for everyone. Is it?
if you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points by spending hit dice at the end of a short rest, each creature regains an extra 1d6 hit points.
So I'm spending 2d8 hit die.
All right.
And then with the Song of Rest, that puts me back to full.
So wait, is it an extra d6 just after the rest, or an extra d6 per hit dice?
I was thinking it was per, but by reading it, it looks
Yeah,
like
for the
it's at
rest.
the end.
Yeah, so it's just a d6 per the rest.
Mm.
I'm gonna burn the action point to get rid of the exhaustion.
I'm actually not going to allow that.
I'm gonna burn 2 action points.
Exhaustion's not going to be able to be healed by that way. If you have some kind of healing magic that would be able to reasonably deal with that condition, sure, but the only way to heal exhaustion would be doing a long rest.
Okay.
Sorry, that's one of the few times where I'm gonna exhaustion's a little bit trickier than that. Is anybody else spending hit dice?
Yeah. Fuck.
I spent 4 hit die.
Your Song of Rest one, give me 1. I spent 4 hit die.
As Martha was reclining in his earthen recliner and earthen comforts, he looks particularly wondrous, and you're like, man, I feel more inspired just by being around him. Because he still has a mantle of inspiration about him.
I'm just wondering how many extra rounds it took to turn your chair into a recliner.
I wonder that too, because I don't remember doing that.
Colmar, how many hit dice did you spend?
5.
Okay. And then for the casters, how many spell levels do you guys have left?
Enough for the next fight.
Don't say that. I have because I have my arcane recovery, I've got a decent amount of spell slots left actually.
That's right. Arcane recovery.
I have 1 first, 3rd, and 5th level spell slot used.
I'm out of level 2 and my level 4 spell slot. I have 2 level 3s and 4 level 1s.
2 level 3s after spending 2 3rd level spells for supply.
1 level 3. I forgot about that.
You cast it twice.
I did. So yeah, I got 1 level 3 left. Yeah, there's nothing else I'm missing here.
So you got 1 level 3. How many other?
4 level 1s.
And then 0, 2, and 0, 4.
Yeah,
And how many sorcery points you got left?
2.
I sent you a picture of what I got left.
Okay. And then Colmar, how are you on spells?
Let's see. With the Arcane Recovery, that gives me 4 level 1s.
No, it gives you force. Well, your level
Half
no,
your wizard level.
Right,
and,
right.
And spell levels that you can
right.
recover.
So you can recover up to 5th level spells.
Right, I don't have that. So I use 2 first level slots. And I use Arcane Recovery to get them back. So
Okay, so you're at full spell casting.
I only got 2 level spells left. I used 1.
Okay, so you got if you use 2nd level spell and you use 2 first level spells, that means you have 4 spell levels that you regain from Arcane Recovery. Right?
Yeah. What's your wizard level?
7.
So yeah, I believe it rounds up. It does round up. So yeah, you recover a combined 4 levels.
Oh, okay. So I got them.
Yeah.
I'm at full then.
I am also at full.
Good to know. All right. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because as you guys move forward, resource management is going to be important in this section. So I want to make sure that we're tracking that. I think this is probably a good stopping point too. How did everybody feel about the game tonight?
It was good. I like it.
All those whiplash ghosts and
It was whenever people use monsters that I know as well as I know shadows because I've run them recently. I always find myself like when Colmar's like, I'm going to inflict wounds. I'm like,
God, please don't.
Or they're like resistant to almost all the elemental damage, and like the one thing that's really good against them is radiant. Like I don't think since Elmorn's not here.
Yeah, you guys would have torn through them with like tissue paper if Elmorn was around, and Petrie for that matter. I'm sure he has sacred flame. One would hope. Now, whether or not he'd actually use it,
Right.
that's the question.
He probably wouldn't, but Elmorn might decide to smite.
I doubt it.
Well, when he realizes that they're dream strength, I think he might want to get out of that fight as fast as possible.
Also, just so you guys know, that strength damage doesn't heal with a short rest. You need a long rest to heal the strength damage. Unless you have access to spells like Lesser Restoration or something like that.
Not as a
Not
wizard.
Any other thoughts, comments, criticisms regarding the game tonight?
I think it took a little bit to get going. It usually does.
Yeah, especially starting in new areas, relatively new areas.
And things like deserts where there's not like a ton to interact with right away.
Yeah.
Unless you fall into giant pits.
or get swallowed by sandworms.
Yeah.
To Tacitus would probably end up having to give off, hand out some of his rations and whatnot that he's been holding. Now that his strength has been drained, he's now over encumbered.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting thing for you guys to manage as you move through this.
You mean an interesting thing that we can't manage?
No, that you'll have to figure out.
What is Tacitus's strength now?
14.
Oh, boo-hoo. She's talking to the dude with 3 strength.
Obviously, I'm not handing him my rations.
Although it helps a lot. Actually, I have to work out. He's probably going to have to drop things. But he's carrying a lot of shit he doesn't really need. So that won't be that hard. Oh, but the On Their General's flute that I picked up at random in the Northlands that I've never used. But the magic backpack weighing only 5 pounds helps a lot. 14. What's the effect of wearing full plate with less than a 15 strength? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I think it is it impacts your movement speed. I know that for sure. I don't know what else it does.
I have to throw away all these hair care products I'm carrying. Everyone had fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so next week is the week of Thanksgiving.
Next week
So-
is my game.
Right.
Yes.
So is everybody available next Tuesday?
I am.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure
All right. Me too.
Cool.
All right.
All right, guys, have a good night.
All right. Talk to you
All right.
later.
All right. Take care, everyone.
All right. Hanging in there.
Yeah. I had to get to bed real quick, though. You're okay with me not granting the exhaustion?
Oh, yeah, yeah. No,
Right.
that's fine. I
Okay.
just realized that when I made that persuasion roll, it should have been at disadvantage.
No, that was fine. I actually was considering giving you advantage anyways, but remembered that you had the exhaustion.
Okay, good, because I didn't
yeah, 'cause-
realize on this program that you can put it on here, and it's like, oh shit, I was supposed to be at disadvantage. I think
fine.
I think I would have tried it anyway because it's a +8 for me, so
Yeah.
it's a trained skill. So
No, I wanted you to be rewarded for that, because that was actually a really cool way of doing it, and it made sense because you provided that thing with energy that it fed off of. And then also I didn't want that to just go away when it got absorbed by the specter, which is why I gave you advantage on your attack rolls against it.
yeah, and if I had a chance, I was ready. If that thing was about to die, I was going to do inflict wounds on it again to see if I could get it to live, and try
That would have been interesting.
So that's why I was trying to find out if it was still there, because I was prepared to do that.
That would have been interesting. Too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for you guys to figure out what you're at the bottom of.
Cool.
It's something I've wanted to play for a while, but never had an opportunity because I never had a group of players that I felt confident could manage it and were high enough level.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are at that threshold.
Cool.
So, but I gotta go. I got a 3-hour drive tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So,
Drive safe.
thanks. Have a good night.
Okay. Bye.